Oh, here's the thing, and I know a lot of my fellow nerdy fans are going to flame me on this. I actually do not have interest in this anime. I'm there for the wolf waifu, stayed for the story.
Hey there, you're tuning in to the Nerdy Fans Podcast, a place for binge watchers and anime nerds that are young at heart. My name is Glee.
And my name is Ray, and welcome to the Nerdy Fans Podcast.
And speaking of jam packed, we did have the start of the spring anime
Mm,
lineup this month.
yep.
And so I was thinking, Ray, that we can spice it up a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
this episode, where it's not the usual review that we normally do, especially that the spring anime season has just started. So I'll share my screen now just to I'm hoping that our fellow nerdy fans can see this though, or will be included in the recording. Okay. So this game is like kind of like a tiered list
Yep.
of the anime spring anime lineup, but it's not an exhaustive list just because there are a bunch of them. And some of them I have started watching and Ray hasn't watched some of them.
Yep.
But what we're gonna do is we will be reacting or placing them in which tier we
Mm,
think it deserves based on the synopsis alone.
yep.
All right. So, okay, let's start with the first one here. This is the Demon Slayer. This is the newest season, the Hashira training arc. So Ray, before we rate this or whatever, have you had the chance to watch any Demon Slayer seasons way back?
Yes, I have actually watched quite a bit of episodes with Demon Slayer season 1, but somehow it just seemed to drag on and I just pretty much gave up on it. I don't know. At the end of in the middle of it I was just saying, yeah, nah, too much. It's just a little too much. Maybe in the future I'll give it a chance again. But personally, if I'm gonna look at that little tier list of yours, then I'm just gonna put it as just chillin'. Really.
Oh,
Yep.
you'll put it to just chilling. Okay.
Yep. That's for me.
So for okay, that's for you. All right. For me, I did watch it before and the first season, and I even watched the Mugen Train on
Mm.
the cinema.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I really like the Demon Slayer premise,
Mm.
the animation, the drawing. I'm all about the drawing as well. And I really liked it, but again, I would put it for myself. My younger self would have liked this
Mm.
for
Okay.
me. But we'll go with yours because I'm either way anyway. But I'm still watching it. Actually, I'm planning to watch it as well.
Yep.
But leaning more on like something that I'm not gonna really watch it every week or something
Yep.
like that. So still a bit just chilling.
Yep. It is just chillin'. It's again for me if I'm gonna say why I won't place it like my younger self would have watched, because my younger self would have been busy with Naruto, Bleach, and a bunch of others. Which if I'm gonna compare it to
But if you would have liked this, not like you would think it together with those anime, like is it something that your younger self would have liked?
he would have, yes, he would have liked but not follow. I would say. I would
Ooh,
say so.
you might get a lot of flack from the anime community, but
I understand.
fellow nerdy fans, just keep in mind that we are in the older generation
Yep.
of anime nerds. So we are millennials, so we
Mm.
have now different tastes.
Yep.
And yes, and of course, our schedules as well are
Yep.
different. So keep that in mind with this tiered list style. All right, so this one, the next one, Ray. Okay, this is very hyped up. This is Kaiju number 8. So, do I
Mm.
need to tell you about the synopsis or no need?
For our viewers, it would be great if you could say this, at least give a bit of background about the synopsis.
Okay, so a bit of background is this is in a world where Godzilla. and some of the monsters are present in Japan. And there, so basically, there are monsters, and there are people who fight against those monsters. And I have to say that if you've watched Attack on Titan, it might be similar. So when I watched the first, I didn't read the synopsis that much because this anime is really hyped up, especially in Crunchyroll.
Mm.
There is a countdown when each episode
Oh
is
wow.
shown. Yeah, every week. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It didn't even start. It's already flashed on the screen on Crunchyroll, and there's a lot of countdown. And I thought it already started because it's already on the screen, but it hasn't. So this is a very hyped up anime, and I was curious about it because, like, what is this? Based on the drawing, based on the poster alone, it's not something my current self would have, considered.
Really?
Yeah, based on the poster alone,
Hmm.
it's, I don't know, like, again, my current self is not into this mystery kind of thing. So yeah, so this one is more like, think of it as a world where there are monsters and there are people fighting against those monsters, but the the twist is one of our protagonists will, should I say it?
Well, if you won't say it, then I will, because I'm the one who's used to giving out spoilers. So, look, fellow nerdy fans, this anime basically is the main character, let's just say, becomes a kaiju himself, right? And that's practically the premise of the story. And now he fights for humanity. Now, I don't watch my anime on Crunchyroll, but that being said, there are already 3 episodes out, and I have watched all three. So
Oh, okay.
so, on a personal note, it's already obvious. It's not just will be watching, I'm already watching. And it has drawn my interest. It is a bit more relaxing. It has its funny sides and it has its action. So that was pulled me. It not only survived my 2 episode test, it actually makes me want to finish the whole thing. And again, this is probably where my age and bias is showing. This I'll follow. Jujutsu Kaisen, I ignore completely. That's just the reality of it, fellow nerdy fans. You want to.
I'm on the same boat
Oh,
for
see?
some reason. Yeah.
All right.
So where do you want to put it this way for you?
We'll be watching. What about you, Glee?
High expectations.
All right.
So just because it's hyped up, but I'm also, even like watching the first episode, actually the comedy got me. So I really like that there is the protagonist is very likable.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. He
funny,
is.
and also the funny moments are not corny at all.
Yep.
And there's of course the action, and I want to know the mystery. How, when there
Yep.
was something that
Yep.
happened
Yep.
that made
Yep.
him a kaiju.
Right.
I want to know the mystery behind that
Yep.
because, again, it's the same as the Attack on Titan. If fellow nerd fans, I'm sure you've watched that anime.
Mhm.
It's really good. So yeah, so I'm very curious.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, that is a good point there, Glee. Why he became a kaiju. That is something that a lot of us are curious and why I want to continue it. That's why I'm watching it. And yes, I do have actually high expectations for that anime.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks, Ray. And moving on to the third anime is on the list is Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World 3. So this is I think this is an isekai. Yeah, this is an isekai parody anime, and this is the third season. And have you heard about this, Ray? This
I
anime?
have I have heard about Konosuba. Probably, I think I may have watched 1 or 2 episodes of it. Didn't really progress so far, but I know its reputation. It actually has its good points. And if I'm just gonna put it on a tier, I'll just settle it there. My younger self would have liked this, and by younger self, I really mean like 15, 14-year-old self. It has its funny moments, but it's kind of like 36-year-old me, not so much anymore, right? And look, I'm not against it. I just want to note that there are some things about that anime that, again, we are a family friendly podcast, which I do not wish to discuss. All right.
but what do you mean? Like, Is it etchy? Is
It
it,
has
I don't
some
know.
etchy scenes in it, right? In fact, the main character is more or less known for that. So,
But etchy isn't that bad, you know. It's not really
hold that
hentai.
thought. So,
Really?
well, probably Konosuba is not as exposing as some of the etchy anime that we see now, right? But it still has that. It's still something that I know it does have interest, but for me, no, not this one. There are
Okay.
and if I'm gonna watch an etchy anime, and fellow nerdy fans, I'm an adult. Yes, I do watch etchy anime, but I'm very picky with what I choose. All right, so
Speaking of etchy though, Ray, this isn't on our tiered list. It this anime started last season at the end of almost the end of winter season. It's about Hokkaido gals are the best, something like that. And I started watching it just because so Hokkaido gals are super adorable. So that's the title of the
mm,
anime, and it's I didn't realize that it was etchy, but then when I watch it, because there are some anime that you just want to chill, right? Like,
yep.
oh, nothing, no brainer. But again, and then I watched it and it was etchy. I felt that it would have been in my younger self would have
Mm,
liked this because it's a kind of like a chill anime, and etchy to me is kind of like fine. It's it's
it is
funny in a
fine.
way,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah. So it's not really like just because
yeah,
we're
yeah,
family friendly, but yeah, but again, that would be my younger self would
yeah.
have liked this.
So I've seen that being floated around Hokkaido Gal.
Ah,
Somehow, again, maybe it's just me judging it. I didn't really give it a watch because put it this way, I ignored that, but I watch 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really like you. And I really, 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 really like that anime because it is fun. It is etchy, but it has a fun story, if not hilariously ridiculous story, and it's good for chillin'. To be honest, Hokkaido Gals, nothing that I saw drew me in. I would say that's just how I can describe it, right? Kind of like if we're gonna scale back a little bit here, kind of like why I like Kaiju number 8. Something in there drew me in, the characters and whatnot, and I ignored Jujutsu Kaisen. If I'm gonna go back to that, wherein after even just one episode, I just promised you guys that I'll try to stretch it out. I got as far as episode what 11, 12, and then that's it. Couldn't do it anymore. So that's
yeah.
that's really just how I feel on.
Awesome. And then Ray, the next one on our list is Jobless Reincarnation. Moshku Tensei. So this is the second season part 2.
Mm,
So I watched the season 1.
mm,
I really really liked it.
yeah.
I was a bit late on the train on that, and I did remember that you mentioned to me
Yes.
Mushoku
Yep.
Tensei before,
Mm, mm.
and so but for this season 2 part 2 for you, what do you think?
Look, I haven't. I've actually failed to keep up with Mushoku Tensei again with so many anime that it competed with that I just preferred. But here's the thing, my fellow nerdy fans. I actually liked its premise so much so that I'm put. If it was just me, I would put it to need to start or finish. Actually, need to finish. It's a good anime. It just had a lot of competition.
Mm. And I definitely agree with you. I have the same tier as well. Need to start finish.
Yep.
And similar as you, I watched season 1 and I wasn't able to follow because of the competition.
Exactly.
and and because of course fellow nerdy fans, aside from anime, okay, Ray plays a lot of games. I watch a lot of non-anime shows, which maybe I could talk about a little later
Yeah.
once we finish the tier. But yes, the Mushoku Tensei also I wanted to start and finish. It's so hard to put it this on. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, well, my fellow nerdy fans, at least now you can say that for Glee and I, cloning technology couldn't come any sooner. I would definitely create a few clones to watch a bunch of anime and play some of the games, just so that I can have more to discuss. Because
Yes.
Yep, because let's be honest here as well, my fellow nerdy fans. We're here. Glee and I are here to chill, to talk about the stuff that we love. We are corporate people. We have jobs. We have lives outside. So unlike other podcasts, I suppose, who actually have the advantage, I would say, of being able to watch as much anime and play as much games as they want. This is us chilling, and this is just a couple of nerds having fun, to be honest.
Yes, definitely. So hopefully you fellow nerdy fans also, especially the ones who are on the similar age range as us, I'm sure you understand
Yep.
the situation. But we still love anime. That's why even though we are a bit older, we are still young at heart.
Yep. Absolutely young at heart.
Yes. So Ray, the next one on our list is that time I got
Mm,
reincarnated as a slime, third season. I know you watched this before because you
I've
talked
watched
about
episode
it.
before. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So for you, the third season, what how do you feel about it?
You know, Rimuru Tempest, our titular slime, it's again, it's another isekai anime. Had a lot of competition with it. It's another one of my need to start finish list because it really is a good anime. I would say I love the concept of the guy reincarnating as a slime because I think when he died, he wanted to be able to do stuff. He wanted to be powerful. Now, as silly as it may sound, my fellow nerdy fans who haven't given this anime a shot, he was turned into a slime because at first it looked silly, but then you quickly realize that his absorption ability as a slime probably makes him one of the most powerful beings in that world. And just like the isekai at around that time, and up until now, you have really overpowered main characters. He is one of those, and he is one of those god tier main characters because of his power. Again, for me, it's need to finish. But Glee, what about you?
Interestingly, Ray, so I watched this as well when you mentioned it few episodes ago. That was again, I think last year or 2 years ago when we first started the podcast. And I was pleasantly surprised as well
Hmm.
with the slime thing.
Yep.
But for me, I think this one would be my younger self would have liked this.
Ah.
Because to me, okay, I have to explain. For some reason, in my age right now, I'm not into isekai. I feel like I'm traumatized with the isekai for some reason.
To be fair, I think during this time when that anime came out, there were quite a few as isekai animes as well. So I think you mentioned it on one of our episodes as well, wherein you got a little bit burnt out with the isekai. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a point where I was also burnt out when it just became a repeat of a repeat of a repeat again. So, fellow nerdy fans, it happens. Especially now at our, again, we keep talking about it, especially now at our age. You know, sometimes you could say we've seen a lot of it already, and we'd like to have fresh new things, you know?
Yes, definitely. So I've put that into the need to start finish. And then the next anime on our list is My Hero Academia Season 7. So Ray, have you watched this before? Like the other seasons?
Oh, here's the thing, and I know a lot of my fellow nerdy fans are going to flame me on this. I actually do not have interest in this anime, despite the fact that I know that a lot of people do, my younger brother included, you know? Thing is, it came out right after, I think, Naruto. And at that time, I felt that like this anime and another anime and quite a few, I think, were trying to emulate Naruto, Bleach, and whatnot. So that's why there was no interest for me with My Hero Academia. I didn't really feel anything for it watching a few episodes. Same thing with another anime that's not here, and people have seen it and has 100 plus episodes. Black Clover.
Uh,
It pretty much felt like another Naruto clone, and I feel this way with My Hero Academia.
that's
You
what I
know,
felt about Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like
mm,
a Bleach type of
see,
clone or something. Or vibe.
yep.
Hmm.
So that's why for me, My Hero Academia is actually of no interest. I don't wanna. I have no plans of watching it.
Interesting. For me, so I actually watched, I think, a couple of seasons of this, and I really liked it.
Mm,
I watched it like I was already working at that time, Ray.
yep,
I watched it, and then like I watch it during my lunchtime. I eat lunch and watch it. I really liked it, just because again of a lot of
yep,
competition and perhaps the age, the changing of taste at the moment. It's not that I don't have interest on it in a way because I really liked it before. it's just maybe not my vibe anymore.
Yep.
So for me, I would go with this as my younger self would have liked this.
Yep. And just to give our fellow nerdy fans a bit of context right here, especially those who might be slightly younger than our age bracket, as we mentioned before, Glee and I are in our mid 30s. So when this came out, we were in our mid to late 20s. So that's
Hmm.
how much time has passed. All right.
So I'll put it in your no
Yep.
interest. Oh. Yes, we are a bit divided there, but I can understand about the no interest because in a way now I wouldn't really watch it. I
Mm,
liked it before.
mm,
All right. So
understood.
the next one on our list. this is this is gonna surprise you, Ray.
What?
The next one in our list is Bartender: The Glass of God. I watched it actually, and I'm actually up to date with the
Oh,
episodes.
okay.
It's kind of like a slice of life kind of thing. So basically, there is a new hotel chain opening up, and they wanted to hire a bartender for that bar that they have, and they couldn't find the best in Japan, like a
Mm,
bartender. And so basically, this our protagonist is a highly regarded bartender trained in Paris. And so the main thing, the story is really about bartending and what the cocktails and stuff. I know that it's really weird, but I really liked it. And funny enough, when I first watched it, I mentioned about we have our guest here. She's here for a week, and I watched it, and she was watching it with me, even though she actually liked anime, but not super
mm.
like me. But she watched Studio Ghibli animes before, so she's familiar with anime, the concept. And we were both watching this, and we actually were entertained.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it talks about cocktails, and being a bartender is like you have to be very attentive to your guest. You know how
Yep.
Japanese really are very serious with whatever craft they are in.
Oh, that's
So
definitely
something
Japan.
like that. So it revolves around that, and sometimes it's just funny in a way that oh they take it too seriously, but you kind of learn a lot of things. Like there was a portion there that oh the gin fizz is actually like a drink where you can test the bartender's ability, and I was like, really? uh, so it's like oh because of the there's so many combination blah blah blah, so you know how they over explain things, which is in a way
Very,
entertaining.
very
Yeah.
anime. Very.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I would put it as will be watching or
Oh,
currently
good,
watching.
good. So, how about this as a question, Gleed? A, is it something that somebody like me would watch, or and B, do you think if so, would it survive my 2 episode test, so to speak?
I don't think it's an anime that you would want to watch, honestly. I don't know if you watched before an anime about cooking. I forgot the I
Cooking Master
forgot the
Boy.
full. Yeah, yeah. It's a similar thing, like,
Mm,
making it too serious, like taking the craft very seriously
yep.
and something like that. So it's that similar vibe, but this is much more relaxed because it's like a nightlife bartending, and I like to drink as well. I like my cocktails, and even when we were watching it, actually, my guest said, "Oh, let's get our gin because we have some drinks at home." So we put up like a cocktail for her. Of course, I can't drink at the moment, but I'm not sure if there is a drink called Bundaberg in New Zealand, but
No,
it's a drink from Australia.
I might have seen that, but again, good point on that one, Glee, right? Wherein you say like you enjoy your cocktails and whatnot, and then you mentioned about cooking. So sorry to segue a bit on this, but I think, with anime like this, Cooking Master Boy, Food Wars, a lot of these things, it's up to a person's enjoyment. I love eating, which is why I loved Cooking Master Boy. In a sense, Food Wars as well. Now, yep, I probably wouldn't be watching this, but if you change the premise to say game development, cooking again, I probably would give it a shot. So I think we've reached that age where we know our interests and we're honest about it,
Mm.
right?
Yep. This one, we were drawn to drink a cocktail while
Mm,
we were
see?
watching this. It's like a wind down type of anime for me.
That is awesome. Yep.
Anyway, the next one on our list is Yuru Camp. So, Yuru Camp, I've watched this before, and this is again a light-hearted slice of life anime. It's about friendship and outdoors, going outdoors. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you before, but yes, this is like very refreshing, relaxed anime. So it talks about friends in a club. It's like an outdoors club, and
Mm.
then every weekend they go to different spots, and they will show you beautiful sceneries in Japan, those kinds of things. So to me, it's a very refreshing one. But this is something that I'm not really at the moment following it season per season, but it's a refreshing anime. But how about you, Ray? Have you tried watching this before, or have you heard about it?
Nope, I haven't heard about it. I would assume that you'd understand why I wouldn't have heard about it, because the premise alone is like not really something for me. So obviously for me, it's meh, no interest. But I'm interested with you. Is it something that you have high expectations for?
For me, I would put this as just chillin'.
Oh, really? No, I thought it would be
Yeah.
much higher than that for you.
No, it's something like I would even rate the bartender higher than
Mm.
this, just because also I'm not really an outdoorsy person. So I'm more like alcohol, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Outdoors, no. Social, can I just put this as
Yep,
just
just
chilling?
chilling. All right.
Okay. So the next one on the list, we might we might need to hurry up a little bit, but the next one in our list is called Mysterious Disappearances. So the synopsis is, I haven't watched this at all. Ogawa, who is our main character, is a busty bookstore clerk who wants to become a novelist after some writing success in her youth. With strange occurrences start cropping up around the city, she teams up with her flirtatious co-worker Ren Adashino to look into them. But Ren is hiding a secret of his own. With their combined skills of occult knowledge, what will they discover as they investigate? So that is the synopsis from animelist.net. Hearing that, Ray, where do you want to put it?
We'll be watching. We'll be
Same.
watching. Just the description alone, it's like, we'll be watching.
Yeah, let's see if it holds
Appearances.
up. It holds up to our,
I hope so. That
with,
sounds interesting. I want to hear. I want to watch it. Honestly.
mm, mysterious disappearances. Interesting. So the next one on our list is Train to the End of the World. So I've seen some hardcore anime YouTubers who really like this one actually. I don't have any idea about this, but based on the synopsis, this was not an ordinary countryside town that you could find anywhere. The residents were experiencing a strange phenomenon. But even so, Shizuru Chikura held a strong desire. She wanted to see her missing friends again. Shizuru and her friends venture out into the world outside, taking an abandoned and motionless train, not knowing if they make it back alive. What awaits them at the last stop of this running doomsday train?
To be honest, mysterious disappearances sounded had a better sounding synopsis. Really, that's why I rated that one. We'll be watching this one. I'm not so sure. I might. No, not I might. I will give that a 2 episode test.
Okay, shall I put it to need to start?
Need to start, finish. Yeah. So
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll try it as well. It's just because of how the people reacted to it as well. So
Hmm.
we will see whether it's good enough as well for the 2 episode
Yep.
test. Let's go to the second one on the list. I think this is called Windbreaker.
Let's.
Windbreaker. So have you heard about this?
No.
So this is, I think this is an action anime, and it's more of they go into a delinquent high school. Our main character, he just started at Furin High School, a school of degenerates, known only for their brawling strength. Strength they use to protect their town from anyone who wishes it ill. But Haruka's not interested in being a hero or being part of that sort of team. He just wants to fight his way to the top.
You know, Funny thing about that description, my younger self would have liked that. I would say that's
Mm.
where I would place it. Knowing, yeah, again, knowing my younger self, that would probably my chill anime for when I was in my early 20s, honestly. What
Ah,
about you,
yes, I
Gray?
think so. Yeah, I think so as well. I would. It was something be my younger self would like because I like shonen.
Yep.
I think it's a shonen anime. So yes, definitely. So this one actually, Ray, this is called Spice and Wolf Merchant Meets the Wise Wolf.
Ah.
So I had a chance to watch it this morning actually, and it is actually a remake of an old anime from the same director.
Hmm.
And basically this anime is also rated really well of the anime fans, and it has been 10 years since this anime ended, the
Yeah.
old one.
So
So I'm not sure if you've heard about this.
I have not heard about it, but I have, or not heard about the anime prior to me learning about it a few weeks back when I saw it being advertised. Now, the thing with, yes, I do know that it had something going on 10 years ago, something that I'm sure my younger self probably wouldn't have been interested in. But correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned that this is a remake. I might have gotten the wrong info, but I thought this was season 2. Like, they gave it a new season after 10 years.
It's kind of like Fruits Basket. If you remember Fruits
Mm,
Basket, there was a Fruits Basket before,
yep.
but they've changed, like they made another one, which is
Ah,
again Fruits Basket, and it's more true to the manga. And then this one, because of that old anime before, some of the parts were not there, but they will be putting it on this version.
hmm. Okay. Maybe, you know what? For me, I'll put it to need to start because I think I'd like to give it a go. I've seen some of the memes, some of the people discussing it, and one of the things that they joke about, like, I'm there for the fox waifu.
Ah,
Yep, I'm there.
the wolf.
Yep, I'm there for the wolf waifu. Stayed for the story. So I was like, huh, maybe there is something here. I just didn't go at it first because I didn't want to go back to a season one. Now that you mentioned that it's more of a remake, so to speak, maybe I'll give that a go, honestly.
For me, I would put it to will be watching, but it's a similar
Yep,
boat. So,
yep.
because I'm already watching it anyways. And also, based on episode one, I wanted to watch another episode. So,
Ah,
it's actually quite promising for me.
yep, yep,
Okay, we still have a lot, but maybe we can skip some of them.
yep.
Let's just skip some of them because we're running out of. It's gonna take a bit long. But let's start with this one, Ray.
Ah,
I think we both know about this. I can't remember the exact title. It's the Ojisan thing, right?
yep,
Grandpa and grandma turn young again. This one, let's do this one.
yep.
So, what do you think about this?
Now, initially, my thought was no interest because let me explain a little bit first. I've seen quite a few clips of this anime, and to be fair, it's not bad. It's actually okay. It's a slice of life kind of anime wherein two old grandparents who, did what they could, didn't wasn't they weren't actually well off in their younger days, and now they were reminiscing. It's like, oh, we could have a honeymoon if we had the same thing right now or whatnot, and then they ate a golden apple and then turn young again. Just put it like that, and the adventure sort of starts there, I would say. Now, reason why I didn't really looking at those clips, and of course, again, not saying that it's bad. Reason why I'm not interested in it really is because we just came from really good anime last season. I mean, Free Ren, Apothecary Diaries, Dangers in My Heart season 2, Solo Leveling, and they were just so amazing. Like, they were the main course and the dessert, and then somebody just gave out the appetizer. So for me, it's like I'm not feeling this anime when I compare it to those that I've just watched last season. Not to say, again, I'm not saying that it's bad, which is why I'm amending my earlier thought and saying I'm putting it with just chillin', because there might come a time when I would actually fully give it a shot, especially if there's an upcoming anime that requires an appetizer before I get myself ready for it.
Fair enough, fair
Yep.
enough. I've also watched the first episode of this, and again, it's also a just chillin' for me
Yep.
because it's something that you want to. It's a no brainer if you don't feel like watching anything or doing anything.
Yep.
You just
Yep.
watch it. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. The next one, Ray, I would be very interested what you think. I've watched one episode of this. This is called A Condition Called Love. So this is basically, as you can see, it's a romance anime. And without saying too much about the synopsis, this gave me a similar vibe as the no, I forgot that anime. The anime that we didn't like.
There are quite a few that we didn't like.
You
Is
know
it like
that
the anime about the
the
deaf girl?
mute the
Yep,
yes.
the deaf.
What was the title?
See, it was something that we didn't like. We forgot its name, but it's the anime that gets compared a lot to A Silent Voice, which was actually good. So
Yeah.
right, so if
So
just by
basically,
that,
that's that one. It's a similar vibe in a way that the guy already liked her in the first episode.
but
Hmm.
look, I mean,
I'll give a bit of justice to the synopsis. So basically, the first episode is that there was this. Of course, the guy is a popular guy, and there's the normal girl in the cafe. The normal girl, they are in both in the same school. Our protagonist saw the popular guy together with his girlfriend, and basically the girlfriend, they kind of like broke up because the guy was, I think, not being that boyfriend material that she
okay,
expected to be, or I don't know whether it's the guy who broke up, but basically they broke up, and then it was a snowy day, and then so the guy went out of the cafe, and after some time, our protagonist girl, saw him. And then the guy was soaking in the snow, and she gave him an umbrella to shelter. And basically, because of that, he liked her already. That's what I got from the first episode.
ah, so, fellow nerdy fans, I'm human. I'm human too, and so is Glee. Look, I do believe that for some people, or for a lot of people, there is love at first sight. I would think for some of them, right? They see someone, they immediately like them, probably even fall in love. I've witnessed a friend meet a guy for the first time. 2 days later, their boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they're happily married now with 2 kids, 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
So I do believe in those. The thing is, where's the character development as well? So in a sense, I might put it to a 1 episode test, the same way I gave that other anime a 1 episode test, right? To see if there is a development. Maybe maybe that act of that girl putting that umbrella on his bad day, and then maybe she's also that normal girl has her own attractiveness. That could happen wherein the guy would be attracted. Okay, I might consider it, but I want to have a little bit more spice, I would say, unlike, especially not like that mute girl and that guy. That what
I
there was
didn't even remember the
zero.
title. Oh my god.
Yep, put it this way as well, Glee and my fellow nerdy fans. I would rather give Skip and Loafer a go rather than that anime. Put it that way.
Yes. So this one, I'm a slightly similar boat than you. I might have put it to my younger self would have liked this.
Mm.
Because, when you're young and you believe in these
Eh,
things, you're not as
yeah.
skeptical. So, but it could also be a just chilling for me. So who knows? Who
Yeah, who
knows?
knows?
Some people though liked it. So we'll see. Maybe there is a character development after that, because basically the girl is not a hopeless romantic type of girl. She wasn't in love with a guy, so she was like, "Oh, why do you like me?" Blah blah blah. So we will see.
We'll see. Yep.
Let's go with this one, Black Butler. Have you heard about this anime?
I've heard about Black Butler, but somehow looking at the clips, it just didn't interest me. Not one bit.
Mm.
So for me, it's meh, no interest. But I do know in the anime community, there are others who do love it. So, good for them. But from what I can see, not something I would like.
Oh, for me, this one actually, I've started the season one because this is now season three.
Mm.
I started season one last year, late last year, and just again with last year we had a lot of good animes, so I didn't get the chance to indulge myself on it. I started it again. I mean, I'm trying to finish season 1 so that I can keep up with the story. So far it's okay for me. So for you it would be men no interest.
Man, no
For me
interest.
it would be will be watching, but I'll put
Ah,
it to no interest, yeah, for you. But for me, it's a will be watching. But we will see because again, it might get lost with all the things that the shows that we are currently watching in this season. So I guess we'll just stop at there, fellow nerdy fans. I didn't want it to be too long this episode, but it was a very very engaging and enjoyable ranking
yep.
list with you, Ray. How do you find this type of
Oh, it's really fun being able to learn about new anime at the same time being able to be honest about the things that we like and don't like, and reveal a little bit about our worlds and how on why we choose this. I mean, maybe I'm less complex than Yugli in terms of how easy it is for maybe to please me with an action anime, but yeah, it is something that I like doing. I like ranking. It's something new, and I hope to do it again.
Oh
Also, yeah.
yes, yes, and fellow nerdy fans, please let us know if you like this type of content on other topics as well. We would be very interested to know. And again, this is our very first time as millennials doing this tiered list type of thing because I know some of the YouTubers are doing this and other content. So please let us know. And rate, will you invite our fellow nerdy fans to follow us?
Yes, please follow us on our social media. That's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. You'll be able to catch our full episodes on Spotify audio, and on YouTube, see video clips of this episode. And on Facebook, definitely interact with us there, and Instagram for other forms of interactions as well. All right? So thank you once again, my fellow nerdy fans. Glee and I really appreciate you joining us today, and tune in next month for our May episode.
All right. See ya.
Bye.